We're complicated, but we're really not. And anytime that you're caught up into something, shake it up a bit. Remember when she had her parents and they were walking out the door or walking right there?
You made them dance?
Yeah. Did it make it feel different?
Oh, yeah.
And then when we brought them back to her, she's like, no! See, these are what they call submodalities. It's how you play with your sensory system. And anytime you're sitting there arguing, stop for a minute and say, where is it at? And then pull it out. Good, bad, or indifferent. Good, don't stick back in. No, I like it out. What's called a wave. So every day, let's say you're doing really good in your spirituality. And all of a sudden, a month later, you're like, wait a minute. I have not been balanced for a month. What the heck just happened? That's what they call a wave. You just kind of forgot about your spiritual self. You were in your ego self. And you've been traveling and experiencing and having drama after trauma. And you're like, whoa, stop. I want to get off this roller coaster. But hopefully you've collected all the information that you've needed for the next healing path. But if you haven't, you go back on the frickin' wave again. Now, you can go learn how to get on a wave and be in it and be spiritually centered over here and going, oh man, and then you can totally look at it. But you can have it change in an instant. I've had things happen all the time where, and to me it's still amazed to some degree. My kids would come bouncing around. I had my girlfriend sitting over here and we were learning something specific. And my husband and my daughter never come around people. They like to hide. But yet now all of a sudden they're in my face. I mean, when they're clues and they stick out like a sore thumb, you better pay attention because they won't go away until you do. And so I always tell God, yes, I want it on the first whisper, please. That's why it's a whispering opportunity. So then all of a sudden, I'm watching them and they're happy. Oh my God, this is love. They're 100% happy. They're jumping all over the place. They're joking. They're cracking up. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to say this out loud. I don't want this love. This is what you're really pointing out to me, God, aren't you? And it was like a yes, and they both disappeared. And I didn't see them for the rest of the night. Oh my God, I'm rejecting love? And this is what they call the association game. If I'm going to love them, it has to be on their terms. I was in the middle of doing something. They're here to entertain me, right? No, they actually, so in order for me to have this wonderful love, I have got to do what they want. I have to sell myself. I cannot have love any other way. Holy crap, do I need to heal this one? Going back to how I can change things in an instant is when I told God, this is what this means. And if I'm correct, it will change. And yes, you heard what I said. You can change the outside. You can change how people show up to you. And I had a driver that was behind me, and then we went to pull off, and he was so angry, and I'm like, I don't even know what I did. But he was going to tank me. And I said, whoa. So I just kept, as he's trying to yell at me, and I just started to look at the energy cords, and I just started to heal the energy cords. In a matter of a minute, he was apologizing to me, even though he was just seconds ago breathing down my throat. You can change. You don't even have to believe your story. I'm driving down, I don't even know what state it is. That's how you heal so much, you forget where certain things are. I'm driving down to North Carolina, I think that's where it's going. And my husband and I were talking on the phone, and it's after 10 o'clock, and I said, oh honey, I got like a half tank. And he goes, oh, you don't need to get gas yet. Just wait until you get it good, and then you can hit the trip meter, and then blah, blah, blah. All right. You know, I kept going after big town after big town after big town. What happens after 10 o'clock? Gas stations close, gas stations close. So here I am, 1 o'clock in the morning, can't drive any farther, and the fear is rising. Oh my God. Okay, stop, God. Okay, so I have a GPS, I have a phone. Okay, I'm now checking in with myself on the scale from 0 to 10. The fear is about a 4. All right, you know what? Show me the next sign, God, I need. So I see it says Miga's Hotel. Oh, I'm going to just spend the night and wait till morning and get gas. So I get off, and I'm driving, and I look up. Oh my God! You ever see Psycho? I am not staying in that hotel. The motel. Yeah. Well, my last name's Bates. That ain't gonna match with that what I saw. Oh my God, no. So then I drive her out, and I couldn't get back on the highway. I drove up and down, and I'm wasting gas. I couldn't find the dang road to get back. You know how easy it is? Oh, main highway, come this way. They're redoing the roads. They took signs down. So talk about wanting to be in an experience. This is what I call a wave. It can be a short wave. is getting to be a 6 and 7. You know what? I'm just going to turn over here. So I turn, went down this road. There's 2 gas stations, but both closed. My heart's in my throat, and chemical peptides are going like crazy. I pull off, I sit there. GPS is not working. It said F, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was swearing at me. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I feel about you right now. I picked up my phone, no signal. So I started doing this because there was no other way of me to think about what tools I can use, and I'm just using my EFT. And then I thought, oh God, I can't remember what frickin' spot I'm supposed to hit anymore. I'm humming, and then I get the number down to a 2. Now, this is important about getting it down to a 1. But I got it down to a 2, and I thought, oh, pick up my phone. Oh my God, I went through. Hey, honey, well, that ain't gonna help. Don't worry, I'm just stranded. I'll let you know in the morning. Just don't worry. My phone's working. Yay. Okay, bye. Oh, that like helped. Now he's gonna listen to that and freak out. Oh, yeah. 911. Okay, my fear just went right through the roof. And I felt bad because I was calling 911 and I shouldn't be doing it. Yes, to me it's an emergency. I don't know about you constitute as an emergency, but help me, dang it, I'm scared crapless. And I have a hotel that looks like Bates. Oh my God. And so she's like, ma'am, calm down. And I says, well, what can you do? She goes, where are you? I go, where? I have no idea. I just know Migas. That doesn't help me. And she goes, well, I know exactly where. I'm like, oh, thank God someone does. And so then she's like, well, got paper and pencil. I'm like, it's the middle of the night, dark, throwing things around. And I'm like, oh, I got one. So she had me write it down. I'm thinking, she hung up. I'm like, she was going to have me call the sheriff's department. What? You didn't patch me through? Oh, that's just my ego being mad. Okay, calm down. And so I did some more tapping. All right, so I called. I didn't know it was going to go through. Oh my God, it worked! And he's like, ma'am? And so I'm like, blah, talking really fast, crying again a little bit more. He goes, ma'am, I can't do anything about it. The gas stations are closed, and the next one is 25 miles. I'm like, oh. He goes, ma'am, you're going to be completely safe. And you know, right where you are, he says, we can take you to a hotel. There's one up there. I know! I don't go to go there. He goes, I know, it's like Bates Motel. I'm like, he knew. I don't know how to stay in business, good Lord. Especially at the cop knew. And he's like, oh, you know what? There's no crime in that area, and I'll have somebody come through every hour. Oh, I felt better. Yeah, I got my reinsurance. That false self-assured is going on. Fine. So then I sat there and I says, oh, I remember heal now. How do I want to do this? All my sensories are completely intact. Okay, yeah, fear's on this side. So I'm doing this, and I got right into it, and I got so real into it, I completely healed it. It was down to 0. Wow, it's amazing how you can move things. So, ooh, what do I got? Yeah, I got snacks. I go to sleep if I want. Oh, yes, I got a pillow. I can't sleep without a pillow or a leg pillow, so I kind of stuffed them in my car. So I'm like, ooh, so I put my coat on, and I says, what do I have in the trunk? And he pulls up, and he goes, are you the damsel in distress? Why, yes, I am. And by this time, I'm totally a different person. And he goes, you know what? I was just about a matter of 5 minutes ago, he says, I just got to thinking, I live like 5 miles down the road, and I have a gas can at my house. It's got some gas in it. And I think if I come and put it in your car with your permission, and then we can go as far as we can, and then if we have to, we'll just take you to the gas station and come back and fill you up to get you where you're going. He says, but we're not even going to take you out of your way. We're going to help take you across the state. Really? I'm like, I know this stuff works. I got proof. And I says, I think that's an awesome idea. So he puts it in, and he says, follow me. I will take you where you're going. I'm like, God, slow down. You're going 70. He takes me to the nearest gas station. He goes, ma'am, you're okay. I am thrilled. By this time, the chemical peptides are just trying to burn itself out. And now I'm really completely hyper, like I had coffee or something. And then he left, and then I went to the gas station. I couldn't stop talking, and I got to talk to somebody, because now all of a sudden I got to get rid of these peptides. And the guy's like going, she was got drugs. I'm like, I know I'm completely hyper. And then finally I started to feel the chemical peptides started to calm down. And let me tell you, if you stress long enough and you keep creating the same chemical peptide, you don't get the burnout. What becomes an acute, well actually what becomes a moment becomes acute, becomes chronic. Meaning your body then becomes sick and your life becomes more hell. So, guess how long it took me to be in the moment of hell where I thought, I'm not going to be able to have a place to sleep. I'm going to be stranded out here. I have got to be here all night because it was only 1 a.m. and they open at 6. What am I going to do? I actually was able to find a place to sleep. The guy at the gas station says, oh, 8 miles up the road, he says there's a town, or on the way there, I passed Waldo. I'm going, look honey, I found Waldo! And then I get to a town called Ripley's. I says, oh my God, I found myself, and believe it or not, I'm saved. A total of 20 minutes. And that was to prove to me that you do not have to believe your reality, no matter how hellish it can be. If you allow yourself to see what you're hooked into and give it all up, pull off the emotions off the memory, and that darn thought process, the negative thought process, and you take control of it in that fashion, your whole world changes.